Secrets don't die, they whisper in the dark, burning like fire, leaving a mark. I ran from the past, but it followed me home. Now I pay the price, I'm all alone. Oh, my heart can't hide the tears I cried. You promised peace, you gave goodbye. Now I sit alone tonight in the dress that never saw the sky. Oh, forever was a lie. Rain keeps falling, washing my name.
Rose Nwosu had always believed that some people were destined to suffer first before happiness found them. Life had not been kind to her, but after years of heartbreak, hardship, and rebuilding, she finally felt she had reached the light at the end of her long, dark tunnel. Her wedding was just 3 days away, the wedding everyone in Enugu couldn't stop talking about. The compound was alive with preparations. White tents had been pitched, decorators moved like ants, and laughter filled the air. Even the neighbors admired her luck. Rose done finally make 'em, they would whisper with admiration. Kelvin was every woman's dream, tall, calm, and successful, the owner of a growing tech farm in Lagos. His love for Rose was pure and unshakable. He often told her, "You are my peace in this noisy world." Every time he said it, her heart melted a little more. For the first time in years, Rose believed she was safe. She had left behind the ghost of her past, or so she thought. It was a bright Thursday morning. Rose sat in her room, admiring her wedding gown hanging by the window, its lace glimmering in the sunlight. Her best friend, Chioma, was beside her, joking about the honeymoon and Kelvin's overprotective ways. Then, Rose's phone buzzed. She glanced at it casually, expecting another message from the wedding planner. But what she saw made her heart freeze. "You thought you could bury the past, Rose? Take one more step toward the altar, and I'll make sure your perfect life burns." The message came from a private number. Her breath caught in her throat. Her fingers trembled. For a moment, the world around her went silent. Chioma noticed. "Babe, what's wrong? You look like you just saw a ghost." Rose swallowed hard, her voice barely audible. "It's him." Chioma frowned. "Who?" "Tony." The name alone sent a shiver down her spine. Chioma's mouth fell open. "Wait, that Tony? The one who—" "Don't say it," Rose snapped, her eyes wide with panic. "Please. Don't say it." Chioma's voice softened. "I thought he was gone. You said you hadn't heard from him since." "I thought so too," Rose whispered, clutching her phone. "But he's back." She stood up, pacing the room as tears filled her eyes. 2 years ago, Rose had been a different woman, naive, trusting, and desperate to escape poverty. She had met Tony in Saka, when he came to her small boutique to buy a shirt. He was charming and confident, the kind of man who could make you forget your own name. He swept her off her feet, showering her with gifts and promises of a better life. For the first time, she felt seen. But that dream turned to ash when she discovered who Tony really was, a scammer, a manipulator, and a man capable of anything to get what he wanted. When she tried to leave, he turned violent. And then came that terrible night, the one that would haunt her forever. It was raining heavily. Tony had forced her to drive a car packed with stolen cash from a failed deal. When she realized what was happening, she panicked and tried to turn back. He shouted at her, grabbed the wheel, and the car crashed into a ditch. Tony lay bleeding, motionless. In shock, Rose ran. She didn't call the police, didn't look back. She thought he was dead. She changed her name, moved to Enugu, and started afresh. She found a small job, later met Kelvin, and built a new life. Until now. That night, she couldn't sleep. She stared at her phone until it rang. The voice on the other end made her blood run cold. Hello, Rose. Tony. So you still remember me? I was starting to think you forgot. I thought you were dead, she whispered. He laughed, low and cruel. Well, surprise. I survived, barely. But I've been watching you. You clean up nicely, my love. A fancy house, a rich fiancé. You even changed your name. Bravo. Please, Tony, she said weakly. Leave me alone. Not so fast, he replied. You see, I have something. A little memory of that night. A video of you running from the car, leaving me to die. Imagine if your Kelvin saw that. Imagine if the police saw it. Her voice broke. What do you want? 5 million naira. Before your wedding day. Or I send the video to everyone, your husband, your church, your family. You have 48 hours. The line went dead. Rose sat in the dark, her heart shattering. The next morning, she tried to act normal. She smiled at the caterers, laughed with Chioma, and held Kelvin's hand during breakfast. But her mind was elsewhere, drowning in panic. Kelvin noticed. Babe, you've been quiet lately. Are you sure you're okay? She forced a smile. I'm fine, my love. Just wedding jitters. He kissed her hand gently. Don't worry. Nothing will ever come between us. Those words stabbed her like a knife. Because something already had. Later that day, she went to the bank. She withdrew every kobo she had saved, only 550,000 Nigerian nairas. She sold her jewelry, her phone, even her designer shoes. Still not enough. Desperate, she went to see Ifoni, an old friend who once had feelings for her. Ifoni, please, she begged, tears in her eyes. I need a loan. I'll pay you back after the wedding. It's urgent. He looked at her with concern. Rose, 5 million Nigerian nairas. That's a lot. What's going on? Please, don't ask. I just need help. He sighed. I wish I could. But I can't. Not that kind of money. She left in silence, her hope crumbling. That night, Tony's message came again. Time's up. I'll see you at the wedding. Saturday arrived, bright and beautiful. The compound was decorated in gold and white. Guests were already arriving, laughter echoing through the air. Rose sat in front of the mirror, her makeup flawless, her gown sparkling. But her reflection looked like a stranger. Beneath the powder and lashes, she saw fear, raw, consuming fear. Chioma came in, smiling. Oh, my friend, you look like an angel. Kelvin will faint when he sees you. Rose tried to smile. I just want everything to be over. Her phone buzzed again. This time, the message chilled her to the bone. Enjoy your big day, my love. Look up when you hear your name. She felt her stomach twist. Tony was there. Somewhere among the crowd. The church was filled to the brim. Cameras flashed, people whispered, and the choir sang softly as Rose walked down the aisle. Kelvin smiled, his eyes glistening with love. She felt tears in her eyes, but not of joy. Of terror. The priest cleared his throat. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here to witness the union of these two. He turned to Rose. Do you, Rose Nwosu, take this man? Before he could finish, a loud voice echoed from the back. Wait, oh. Before she says I do, let's watch a short film together. Everyone turned. Tony stood near the projector, dressed in black, holding a remote. Gasps filled the church. Who is that? Someone whispered. Then the projector flickered on. On the screen, a car, drenched in rain. Rose running. A man lying still, bleeding. Jesus Christ, someone shouted. Kelvin froze. His face went pale. Rose, what is this? Tears streamed down her face. Kelvin, please. I can explain. Tony laughed from the back. That's your bride, my brother. My partner in crime. She left me to die, and now she's here pretending to be holy. Security, someone shouted, but no one moved. Kelvin stepped back, shaking his head. Tell me it's not true, Rose. It's not what it looks like, I swear, she cried. He turned away, his voice trembling. You lied to me, all this time. The crowd erupted in whispers. Cameras flashed. The choir stopped singing. Tony grinned, satisfied. Happy wedding, sweetheart. By the time the police arrived, Tony had disappeared into the crowd. Kelvin left without a word. Rose collapsed, sobbing uncontrollably. Her gown was torn, her makeup smeared. Guests pitied her, but no one came close. Chioma rushed to her side. Rose, please, let's go home. Home. She whispered, staring blankly at the ground. I have no home. That night, it rained again, just like it had 2 years ago. Rose sat outside the church, still wearing her wedding dress, soaked to the skin. She didn't care. The cold didn't matter. The whispers didn't matter. Everything she had built was gone. Then she heard footsteps behind her. It was Tony. He smiled faintly, holding an umbrella. You should thank me, Rose. At least now everyone knows who you really are. She looked up slowly, her eyes filled with hatred. You ruined my life. He chuckled. You ruined mine first. You left me to die. Consider this justice. Justice, she whispered. You blackmailed me, Tony. You made me live in fear. You call that justice? He stepped closer. You can cry all you want, but you can't change the truth. She picked up a small stone and threw it weakly at him. It hit his shoulder and fell. He laughed again, turning to walk away. But before he could take another step, the car screeched around the corner, fast, uncontrolled. The driver tried to brake, but it was too late. The impact threw Tony across the road. He landed hard, motionless. Rose screamed, rushing to him. But this time, there was no movement, no sound. She stood there in the rain, staring at the man who had destroyed her, now lifeless before her. Months passed. The story of the broken bride spread across Enugu like wildfire. Some pitied her. Others mocked her. Kelvin never returned. Rose moved back to Nsaka, living quietly in a small rented house. The police closed Tony's case as an accident. Every evening, she sat by the window, wearing the same wedding ring she never got to exchange. Her eyes were empty, her soul heavy. Sometimes, she spoke softly to herself, as if confessing to the air. I wanted love. I found pain. I wanted peace. I found my past. Maybe I deserved it. Maybe I didn't. But I've learned one thing, secrets don't die. They wait, patient and silent, until the day they rise to destroy everything you've built. The sun would set, and the wind would blow softly through the open window. And Rose Nwosu, once the happiest bride-to-be in Enugu, would stare into the fading light, remembering the laughter that once filled her home, and the man who once promised her forever. But forever, she now knew, was just another word for a lie.
Why white dress in the rain.